I love money, and in League of Legends, I love gold. And in today's episode, we're going to be generating as much gold in League of Legends as we can. We're going to be playing Gangplank, who generates extra gold with his Q, and we're also going to be buying a Cull to get extra gold, and we're also going to be taking First Strike, Cashback, and Triumph to give us extra gold when we fight people, when we buy items, and when we get kills. And with us generating that much gold, we're going to scale like crazy, but that also means we're going to be really weak early on in the game. Early on in the game, you have to farm with your melee auto attacks, and you have to deal with long ability cooldowns and high mana costs. But then, as the game goes on, your role totally changes. You start farming entirely with your abilities, and you're only looking for big barrel change on people. And since you build full damage, you're basically going to turn into a squishy carry champion. So let's just get into the game and see how the maximum gold Gangplank build goes. So Irelia is actually super late to show up to lane, which means she can't harass us when we're at our weakest at level 1, and that means we get all 6 of the first wave of minions for free.
Take my time with them.
After this, I'm honestly chillin'. I just farmed several more waves for free.
First blood.
And honestly, a few waves later, I'm still super weak, but minion damage is high enough at this point that if Irelia ever jumps on me, I can just kite back into my own minions, and she takes enough damage that it's an okay trade for me. It also helps in these matchups early that most people do not know how to play against Gangplank, and do not know what to do if he has a primed barrel and is threatening to hit them with a barrel chain. So I do get hit by one of her stuns here, and she does get some good damage on me, but I don't have to flash and I don't die, so it's not that bad. But I do get kinda greedy here and try to stay a little longer, hoping she'll be scared of my barrels again. But I end up getting hit by one of her stuns and dying, and my flash goes off at the last second, so that's kind of annoying. But remember, we're Gangplank. As long as we're farming and getting gold, we're winning. In fact, I'm still gonna stick to the plan and buy a Cull for the maximum gold gain.
I lost my
So I end up baiting my jungler a little bit here, because I see this big wave of my minions that's going to build up and then crash into Irelia's tower, and I want him to come help and see if we can dive her. But by the time I end up crashing the wave, I haven't really gotten much damage on Irelia yet. And Lee Sin is kinda late to show up. And Irelia just kinda jumps on me instead of staying under the tower and trying to farm. And Lee Sin just ends up kind of proxying behind the tower. So this dive just kinda doesn't go very well. She does end up missing like a whole wave of minions though. Lee Sin ends up hanging around the top side of the map for a while, and then heading over to Grubs. And I'm planning on pushing this last wave out and then going to join him. However, this ends up going super sideways, because at this point in the game, I'm still way weaker than Irelia, and Lee Sin is still level 4 somehow. Irelia ends up ulting both of us, and even with me dropping my ult right on top of her, she still basically 2v1s us. A while later, I'm leaving base with boots, a sheen, and some other assorted items. And once you get to this point, it's a lot easier to farm, because you're not running out of mana as fast, and your Qs and your Es both hit harder. We're also getting to the point of the game where I need to start watching other lanes to be able to ult them. And this fight breaks out in bot lane right as my ult is coming up again. And I pick up one kill, and my bot lane picks up the other kill right after. And honestly, I love making crazy ult plays like that across the map, even when you're still super weak in lane.
Hack their kidneys out. The sea has no
Later, I end up greeting a little bit for this turret. I ended up getting stunned under Irelia's turret. and then she ults me and really almost kills me. When I TP back, I finally reached the point that queuing a barrel can one-shot caster minions, so now it's a lot easier for me to farm, and I'm a little less useless in lane now. So I spot that my bot lane is in a fight right now, and I'm looking to get an ult. And this is the kind of play where I'm hoping to convert on a couple kills. But my bot lane ends up getting double killed instead. But I decide that the whole theme of this challenge is to get as much gold as possible, so I stay and greed for this turret. And I die for it, but I get first turret gold, so it's probably worth it.
An enemy has been slain.
And then I just finished Trinity Force, so I'm feeling pretty strong right now. But I just walk up to farm, and Aurelia ends up stunning me, and then Qing me, and then ulting me. And she ends up just running me down the lane and killing me. So I'm definitely still not very strong in a 1v1.
Enemy double kill.
So I end up roaming bot lane to try to help with a dragon fight, but my team ends up dying before I get there. But Aurelia still hasn't pushed out top lane, and I want to use my roam time for something, so I end up going into the top river and killing the Rift Scuttler. Aurelia is still letting these minions just push all the way into her, so I decide to try something different, and I go and steal the Krugs from the enemy jungle. And this is just going to help me gain a little extra gold and accelerate my build just a little bit faster. Now we're entering the end game, and now my game plan shifts a little bit to hitting big barrel chains on people. Oh, nice, and we start off with a super nonchalant kill on Nefari. So I see that Dragon's up, and I ping for my team to come help me. And Ashe walks really aggressively into this Trinity, but we end up popping his ult really fast, and we end up getting the kill anyway. Next I move over here to help Lee Sin in his fight against Nefari. And I get the kill pretty much with just one barrel chain and one auto. After that, my team's finally able to take the dragon. But then Jinx walks right into this Aurelia. And even hitting a multi-person barrel and a multi-person ultimate, it's still not enough to really turn this around. However, the gold generation is going amazing, and I have a fat chunk of gold to go spend at base. So I'm going back to lane with 3 items and completed boots, so I'm feeling pretty strong. But here's the problem, Aurelia just hits me with her stun, autos me, and then runs me down, and almost ults me and kills me. So matching Aurelia in a 1v1 is just still not going to go very well. So we have a nice play here, where I'm trying to walk up and get some vision and control around Baron. And first, I think Nami's totally been caught by this Tryndamere. But we actually get enough damage, and Lee Sin rotates fast enough that we get the kill on him.
A slow death will be their reward.
So me and Lee Sin decide to group up as 2 and push this top turret while I'm looking for an ult in mid lane. And I'm hoping to get a couple kills here with this ult, but my mid lane 3 can't exactly convert a kill off of that. But we still get the turret, so it's okay. However, I decide to stick around top lane here for a while. And Aurelia decides to finally get brave and jump past the minion wave and ghost on me. And then she just stuns me and kills me. And as I'm sitting here dead, every single member of my team manages to die by themselves and we get aced.
Aced.
But pretty quickly I respawn and we're back on the map, and I see that my team is going to be pushing up mid lane whether I'm there or not. So I want to get up there and join the fight as quick as possible. Nice, we pick up a double kill, including the 1,000 gold shutdown on Irelia. I am thinking that we're here about to end the game. However, with Tryndamere in front of us and Swain behind us, that's kind of difficult. And Swain really quickly picks up 2 kills, and I decided I just need to run from this fight. However, now I'm quite out of base with 4 completed items and boots at 30 minutes, so the gold stacking part of this game plan is going fantastic. Unfortunately, I go to meet Irelia in the top lane, and she just jumps on me, and then just runs me down, and ults me, and then just kills me. And this death turns out to be really punishing, because not only is Irelia able to push up the top lane, but I'm also not able to join my teammates in the mid lane, and 2 of my teammates end up dying. And before I'm even able to respawn, the enemy team's in our base and taking our inhibitors. And of course I'm going to come out of Fountain and do what I can, but it's not looking good. My Nami gets killed before I can do anything about it. I want to go up to try to clear this minion wave. My Jinx runs up and immediately gets killed. But I'm still going to do what I can, including dropping my ult and getting an instant kill on Nefari. However, it's just not enough, and they end up pushing in, and a minute later, ending the game. I had a lot of fun with this build, and even though I lost this game that I picked for YouTube, I actually still had a winning record with it overall, so I felt like it was pretty strong. Gangplank is also a very hard champion to learn. In the early game he plays like a melee bruiser, but in the late game he plays more like a control mage. So definitely get your practice games in if you want to play this build. And as you can see, we have almost as much gold as Swain, who had 11 more kills than us, so that's pretty crazy. But I think that's going to be about it for today. So let me know what you think of this build, or let me know about any other build you want me to try in the comments section down below. See ya!